Well, after attending the initial foundations course, we strongly felt that the accountability log would just really be valuable and necessary for us to implement. My principal is very tech savvy and favors digital options whenever possible. So as much as we tried to fully embrace the hard copy form, it just didn't work for us. A few months ago, a coworker attended a seminar and shared with our staff some new Google features that were in the Google Suite and that were on the documents page. Later, as I was going through the Breakthrough Coach webinar series, the need for a workable accountability log was just really fresh on my mind. When I opened the Google Doc for another project I was working on, I took a few minutes to explore the new Google features, and that's where I uncovered the tool that I was looking for. I discovered a Google Docs review tracker feature, which allows you to create and email your requests all from the same page. The first thing we need to do is open a blank Google Doc page. And do not click on anything right away, as the features in gray will disappear and we need those. It's important that the page be created in your administrator's drive. And in a few minutes, you'll see why. If you're a secretary and want to walk through this first before showing your administrator, feel free to create a practice copy. This is a document that will not be shared with staff. The first thing we do is go ahead and select More. And then on the drop-down, you would select Review Tracker, and a chart will be displayed. So let's navigate this chart from left to right. In the first column, click on Person. And if your organization uses Gmail, you will see all of the available staff emails pop up. Go ahead and select the person that you want to email a request to. The second column features a built-in tracking tool. Select the drop-down to see the status options you can choose from. You'll notice that at the bottom, you can go ahead and edit those options to add more or change the wording of existing options. So here are the options that are already in there, but you can go ahead and edit those. Maybe you want to use our Breakthrough Coach wording of a request, and then instead of approved, you might want to say completed. And certainly you can delete if you don't want as many options, or add if you want more options. Then click Save. It will ask you if you want to apply it to all, and you could go ahead and do that, and it will apply it to all the columns. So for the third column, you would want to put in here your notes. This is where your administrator would go ahead and type their exact email request. So they may say, I request that, and then it's always a good idea, complete by, to have the completion date so that your staff knows when you're expecting it to be finished. And then this column will expand as large as you need it if your email needs to be a little bit more wordy, have bullet points and instructions in it. So the next thing we need to do is add a column to the right. So to do this, you would right click on the drop down, say Insert Column to the right, select that, and you would head this column Date Requested. And in here, you would put your request date. Oops, guys. When using dates, be sure that you do the 2-digit allocation. This will help with sorting. Then we're going to add another column to the right, and this is our completion date. You can name it however you'd like. And again, in here, you would also want to include the 2-digit date. Which would help you go ahead and sort your columns. By doing this, you can go ahead and highlight the completion date column, right click, drop down to the words Sort Table, and it will sort in ascending or descending order. I do have a sample of how this works on a principal's log. here, I'm highlighting the whole right column. I'm going to right click, go to sort table, and I'm going to go ahead and sort this in ascending order. And you'll notice that the entire request will move with the date order that you've selected. So now that you have completed your request, I'm going to switch back to our sample here. You simply highlight your request as you've worded it and copy it. This is where everything comes together in such a wonderful way on the same page. I'm going to go over here, hover over the name of the person I would like to make my request to, and an envelope will pop up. Select the envelope. And if your organization has signatures built in, this would be why it would be so important to have this document housed in the administrator's drive, because their signature would come up. At this point, you would go ahead and simply paste your email in. And we're just going to call this a request sample and send it right from the same page. So all from one page, you are able to make your request, record it, and send the email. This has been a game changer. We are just a few weeks into this, and it has become really an integral part of our process. We're very excited about seeing where this is going to take us. Some ideas that you could consider as you start to personalize your document: you could, of course, add more columns if you need, change those status options that we talked about. You could discuss with your administrator, do they want to share the document with you, or do they want to keep this as a tool for themselves? The administrator could consider keeping more than one list, but we found that that could be cumbersome and things could get missed. So I guess it's really just on personal preference. And certainly add this link into your daily meeting on your calendar with your administrator. This way, the administrator can go ahead and call that up at any point in time during the day. My administrator has been in meetings and has just sent me requests right from the meetings. She's found it to be an amazing tool. Overall, just don't give up working on implementing the right request tracking system for your environment. It's so worth it.